We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone, and welcome to, I don't even know what episode we're on right now, and I'm too lazy to find out what number it is, of the Scholars of Wrestling show, Fastlane Predictions, baby. Woo! This is your reigning Scholars of Wrestling heavyweight champion of the world, Scholar Tarek. Alongside is my Undisputed Scholars tag team partner, Scholar Brian. Good evening, Scholar Brian. How goes it, my fellow Undisputed Scholar?
It goes pretty well living in the fast lane, don't it?
Life in the fast
The
lane.
lane. Yeah. It look, okay, this is a B show. It's been brought up like a B show. Okay. The, the most interesting thing that you could probably get out of this show is finding out who is gonna feud with Jade Cargill first. That's the thing that you're probably gonna come out of this pay-per-view uh, uh, intrigued about at the end of it. Otherwise, this is a show to put together a show, and sometimes and most recently, those have been the best shows that WWE has put on. So even though the card is short, 5 matches so far, maybe they'll add maybe they'll add one over the weekend. But if they don't, uh, the card looks good,
It
and it
does.
it 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 looks like I'm not gonna say NXT Black and Gold like a takeover. I I've noticed that that's how Triple H runs his B shows.
Hmm.
Put on 5 or 6 good matches, go NXT Gold and Black style. So we'll see how this goes.
Indeed. I will admit, this is definitely the first WWE premium live event that definitely feels like they're just kind of just letting this one go by. This compared to how the other premium live events have been presented this past year. But it's not going to take anything away. It's most likely going to be just another great show with great wrestling. But this is just basically the pit stop, even though it's called Fastlane, the pit stop for Survivor Series. And with
It's
going with
like
how they just had ended SmackDown, they're just looking more and more ready to just go on with building on those teams, whether it's War Games or just a traditional Survivor Series.
it's like the way it used to be when they had the No Way Out pay-per-view in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Hmm.
It's like you knew that probably nothing was going to happen on that show. Uh, but it's like this is the build. This is the beginning of the build to the big pay-per-view coming up. So it's like you're already seeing it on the TV shows, the build up for the Survivor Series,
Hmm.
just based off of SmackDown tonight.
Oh yeah.
You basically already got your Survivor Series match, whether it's War Games or something else. Based off it, you got the Judgment Day uh, Bloodline combo versus Cena, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso. It's like they're already starting to set that up, and so this is what they call the pay-per-view in between.
It very
Okay,
much is. Yeah.
it's a stopgap in between shows that will build towards the big show.
Not Paul Wright.
No, no, no.
You walked
But
right
you,
into that one, sir.
but you know what? It's not even Paul White. It's Captain Insano. Captain
It
Insano's
is
back.
Captain Insano. Yeah.
That's it.
Captain Insano knows no mercy. With that said, let's just go right into putting our predictions in for Fastlane. Let's hold on one second. Let me just get these matches ready. Okay, here we go. We'll start off with what I'm guessing is going to be the opening match on this show, which is going to be the Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso. All right. I'll pull a champion's advantage and just pick this one. I think the Judgment Day are going to win this one and successfully defend their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. I mean, when you really look at this is just a match that was so thrown together that Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are just like, oh, we're getting this now? All right, sure. Why not? I mean, if I recall, they were talking about doing this on a Raw, but let's like, no, let's just go ahead and throw this on a Fastlane. And they're just going, really? Yeah, sure, why not? But I'm gonna go with the Judgment Day successfully retaining. I mean, Jesus, do we really want to see Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso with the tag team championships? I sure as hell don't.
Yeah, no. When we're talking about building Cody Rhodes to finish his story, which at WrestleMania, okay, what I think builds to that does not involve the tag team championships.
Mm,
Okay, the storyline that they're building towards to the Survivor Series, yes, continue that going forward. Have the Judgment Day cheat. It's what they do anyway. Have the Judgment Day cheat to retain, and you can continue building towards that Survivor Series War Games match.
agreed.
And yeah, it's like and yeah,
At this point, all I can ever really think about when it comes to Judgment Day is Jesus Christ, Damian Priest, just let JD McDonough just join the damn group. He gave you your damn briefcase. He's been helping Dom. He's been best friends with Finn Balor. He's even Mommy's warmed up to him, and she's pretty much officially now can be declared the leader on this one with how she's been presented this past week, especially. But Jesus Christ, hurry up, man. Speed this up. Stop basically cock teasing us and just put him in the damn stable. So whenever Vince decides to be like, I'm just gonna take over creative for right now, damn it, JD's wouldn't go anywhere.
yeah, and that's pretty much what I expect to happen. I think that they're obviously gonna need that extra member
Mhm.
for for the Survivor Series. So I think that JD McDonough is gonna be the reason why Judgment Day retains
Oh,
again,
very much
and
so. I
then
agree.
we can move on to the next bit of the next bit of the story, if you will. Uh, that meme is never gonna end. No.
Or in Triple H's case, the never-ending story of WWE. It just
Yeah,
won't end. It won't.
yeah.
All right.
Should have ended a year ago, but we're still here.
But we're still here, yeah. All
Yeah.
right, moving on. We'll go on to C, triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Io Sky defending against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Brian, who do you got for this one?
Charlotte Flair in triple threat matches annoys the shit out of me because I know she's not gonna be the one to get pinned.
She's
Okay,
always the deciding factor.
look, it's Io Sky's gonna retain. Charlotte Flair's just in the match to be in the match. Okay, Asuka's the one taking the pin. That's what
Mm.
that 100%. It's telegraphed because every time it's a triple threat match and Charlotte Flair is in it, she's either winning, which you can't have here. You can't do it, or or she's just hanging out at the end, uh, not breaking up the pinfall. So Asuka's going to take the fall here. Io Sky retains, and then Charlotte will take it from her in a one-on-one match because the world hates us. No.
Oh, a part of me just wants to do my traditional trolling when it comes to Charlotte Flair and championship matches. Just the simple Charlotte Flair wins because it's fucking Charlotte Flair. Um, but I'm also going to go with Io Sky to retain this one. More just she's the more interesting character when it comes to how she's being presented in being the champion and the slow dissension within what the hell's the name of
Damage
their group?
control.
Damage
Damage
Control.
control.
I'm like, what the hell is their name again? It's like I keep forgetting. Um, but yeah, there's that little dissension between her and Bailey, and I just feel like it will inevitable. We're gonna get an Io Sky versus Bailey for the women's championship before Charlotte steals it away for the inevitable Charlotte Flair women's championship at WrestleMania. Um, because I she's going in as the champion, hands
Oh yeah.
down.
Oh.
My prediction is she's probably gonna go against Bianca Belair because that's the direction I think they're heading.
Well,
Um,
have they had a one-on-one?
no.
Bianca Belair and Charlotte? Yeah, you got to do it then.
That's the inevitable WrestleMania match, and then I'm just probably gonna say it's gonna be Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the World Heavyweight Championship, since she's already made it clear she's going
It's
to
either
SmackDown,
yeah,
or she's going to Raw. I'm sorry.
it's either Jade Cargill or they're gonna do Becky Lynch.
Maybe if she,
Either
unless she still
one,
has the NXT Women's Championship, but who
because
knows?
because I think as much as I'm excited for what Jade Cargill can bring, I think that's a little bit too quick. I'd give Jade Cargill the WrestleMania spot next in 2025.
With how much they're really pushing on how much of a big deal she is. Hell, I could even see her winning the Rumble this year. That's how it's a
Yeah,
toss between her and Bianca, in my personal opinion. But but it, ooh, excuse me. But when it comes to that, I think she'll be going
yeah.
for the championship at
As
Mania.
it's I just think that would be I'd rather because I want to see Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, and then you push Jade Cargill to the moon
That's
because
fair.
because it's like Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, another match you've never done,
Hmm.
and you want guaranteed box office at WrestleMania. Go at WrestleMania this year. Go with the well known.
Fair. I'm just really enjoying the story that they're going with Becky Lynch, and just now she's the NXT Women's Champion. She's now having all the younger generation of women going up. It's like, all right, you kids are the future. Step up. I
Well,
really love that direction for her. It's for me when it comes to Becky and the championship picture, having her be the championship champion against the smaller people. Pretty much she's doing what Charlotte was supposed to do when she beat Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship all those years ago at WrestleMania. But this is the successful one. And why are we this is all just a distraction from EOS the triple threat. But
Well,
yes,
because the winner is very obvious here,
mhm.
and it's like as most of the stuff on this pay-per-view. So we've got to find a way to make this interesting. So, but yeah, it's like what I would have done. Okay, is have Becky Lynch go on the run, the NXT run, and who's the one to take it off of her? Jade Cargill.
Yeah,
That
that was
the
my initial
first thing
plan,
the
but
yeah
but
the first thing you see Jade Cargill do is beat Becky Lynch for a title. Bam,
oh yeah,
made
like I said,
made.
that was my original
Yeah,
idea. But ever since they're real, like she posted about going to Raw, who was her first victim, it looks like she's just basically gonna skip over NXT and just go right to the mainstream
yeah,
with what
that
WWE is pushing for her. But
and I'm honestly not sure that's a great idea, but we
oh,
can get into that at some other time.
oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
completely agree on that. That is a future scholars conversation. Hell, that could be a future scholars episode period. But yeah, we're here in the fast lane still. Next match, we got a six-man tag with the LWO, which I don't remember them actually confirming this on SmackDown. I remember them saying it's a mystery partner, but
Well,
it
yeah, because the other two, I don't know whether it's because they got hurt, taken
mhm.
out, or whatever.
But
They're unavailable.
yeah,
But it's basically foregone conclusion. It's gonna be Carlito.
yeah, says it here on the wiki lineup, but I just was like, did they ever say? But it's a doggone conclusion, and hell, we've even said it on this show. Where the hell is Carlito? He's a perfect fit for the LWO, especially with the Puerto Rican side of it. Um, LWO with Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar with his as his partners against I don't even know Hurt Business 2.0 with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. For me, this one's kind of a no-brainer for me. I'm gonna go with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to win. They're the more interesting act right now, and there has been rumors all around about Santos Escobar turning heel or the possibility of Carlito trying to take over the LWO. So with those rumors in mind and with Bobby Lashley and the Profits really needing to really make that statement on their well, at least in the Street Profits case, full on heel turn, it's really the doggone conclusion that these guys need the win more than LWO, and LWO won't lose anything with this loss.
Yeah, for me, it's basically Bobby Lashley just had his first singles match and he destroyed Rey Mysterio. So it's one of those. Look, you gotta keep them on the run they're doing. Okay, you got to do better with this version of Bobby Lashley on top of a stable than you did with the Hurt Business. And the Hurt Business is great, but you broke it up too early. You can't
Vince
do
broke it
that.
up too early.
You
It's
gotta you gotta keep you gotta keep it going. And to do that, I don't think you beat Rey Mysterio again. I think that I think Carlito's being bought in to take the pin here.
that's a damn shame because he deserves
So,
so much better than that.
well, he does, no doubt. But Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are too hot of an act right now to have them lose. So yeah, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits all the way.
All the way indeed. But again, that was Vince who made the call because apparently he just never saw anything in Shelton and Cedric, which is a doggone shame of how delusion he actually was, especially when it comes to Shelton Benjamin, the bastard. All right, next up we have what's not going to be the main event. I can guarantee that, which also just adds on to God damn it, you are doing a terrible job at trying to make the World Heavyweight Championship actually meaningful with Seth Rollins. I'm not going to add the F in because I hate that. Seth Rollins defending said World Heavyweight Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura for said belt. Brian, who do you got for this?
This is the only one where you could maybe even think about taking a chance. And our fellow scholar
Hmm.
did take that chance.
Oh yeah, Jeff made that risk. Yep.
But look, here's the deal. They've been building up a little something something in the background. If you listen to the language that is being said during Seth Rollins promos and while he's on screen, that makes it that makes it very impossible for me to pick Shinsuke Nakamura right now. First of all, because while the idea of the feud is a good one, based off of him knowing about the back, him bringing it out into the open and all that. It's a good one. It just hasn't been executed very well because I honestly don't think Shinsuke Nakamura's heart is in WWE right now. I just don't I just don't think so. I don't think his performances are up to par or at the same level as when he was NXT or at the beginning of his run. I think he's been phoning it in, and especially based off of the last main event he was in. Okay, you're in the main event of a pay-per-view going for the world heavyweight title, and to be completely honest, kind of a stinker. But yeah, uh, based off of the undertones in the background going on, I don't see how you can have Seth Rollins lose the title here.
That's fair. I will disagree to a certain extent. When it comes to the storytelling aspects, I actually feel Shinsuke is actually really trying on this one because he just really does seem to be having fun again with the storytelling aspects. But yeah, their last match was kind of it was a raw main event to say the least, and not for a premium live event, even if for B level one. Uh, as much as I want to pick Shinsuke, because in all honesty, I I like Seth, but his title reign is just boring as shit. I don't know what it is about him being a face world champion, but he doesn't have that great luck at being that.
He's the basic face champion where they're better at chasing than they are at being the champion. Okay, and you can see it coming every time. You can see them as they're chasing, and you get to the night where they win, and you're just like, he's gonna be a shit champion, isn't he?
It's just
That's it.
like I will like give him credit. He is trying to make that World Heavyweight Championship mean something. And in my personal opinion, if they actually continued the lineage of the previous World Heavyweight Championship, then maybe you actually have a damn chance because you can even promote uh that World Championship like with video packages of previous world champions, like what they did to revitalize the United States and Intercontinental Championship, which the Intercontinental Championship is flying on so many colors. That's feels like the real like number one championship on Raw. But
Yeah, and
thank you, my Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Gunther on that one. It's a
yeah,
shame.
the issue is, look, the WWE has already figured out how they felt about the World Heavyweight Championship just based off of this card alone, where you know that the World Heavyweight Championship isn't gonna main event a show. You know it. For in your heart of hearts, deep down, you know that this isn't the main event of the show.
Oh,
It didn't main
that's
it
why I even
didn't main
opened
event
it that way.
it didn't main event the show where it was introduced. It didn't it The one main event it had was not great. Okay, Seth Rollins, I'll give Seth Rollins this. He has done his best to carry out what the WWE has put in front of him. That's all he can do. Whether it, whether it resonates or not, it's not his fault. It's based off of the way that the WWE has booked it.
In all
And
honesty, I feel like it would have been better if just separating the Universal Championship from the WWE Championship and just rename that one the new World
well,
Championship. But
this
then
is
there's the problem of that's the title that's actually making the Roman Reigns title reign so
yeah,
long. So you can't do that. So
yeah,
it just it's they put themselves in such a lose-lose situation. They could have just merged the title a long time ago. Maybe even after if it's after he beat Cody Rhodes or even when he beat Daniel Bryan and Edge uh, in the previous WrestleMania.
yeah.
The only
Th
problem is when you initially have the crowd think, "Oh, you're just making a new world title because you're too busy pushing this one guy to the point where you have everyone lose to him." Then what the hell? Then yeah, what you can't. People aren't going to be invested in that because they don't because if WWE isn't pushing that one, why should the crowd care? And
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and
Seth Rollins. He is a great person to be your first or your inaugural champion, but Jesus Christ, man.
yeah, and it goes back to what I've been saying since WrestleMania. All this could have gone away if you had just finished the story. That's it. All this stuff. Look, it's going back to what I've said. You had the perfect ending. Okay, you had it. It was done. Everyone would have that WrestleMania would have gone down in the books as an all timer. But you got cute, and you forced yourself to make a new title, and it was never. And the champions that you choose are gonna do their best to try to make that title worthwhile. However, everybody knows which title is the main title. That's it. And everybody knows that as much as you try to build it up, that world heavyweight title is a secondary title, which is why there's no thought in anybody's mind that this is a main event for this show.
Hmm.
And that's why you can get away with having the challenger that you do. Nothing against Shinsuke Nakamura, but he was doing nothing before the before this feud. Okay, so what made it and so as much as someone might like him, who actually legitimately in their minds gave him a chance to win this title?
Jeff.
And that's just because
He's
he
following his heart on that one.
yeah, he thinks with his head about 90% of the time. The other 10%, it's just it's just I like this dude, so I want him to win. I like him too, but there was never any chance that he was going to come out of this feud with the championship because there's bigger things on the horizon, which I hate.
And the fact that this is not the main story of Raw. Wait, like I feel like it would have done the title better if your cash in prediction went through and him cashing in on their first title match.
Yeah, and that's also another
Because
thing.
then now you have that world title in the main
Yeah,
story of your brand. Seth is not the
yeah,
main story. Hell,
yeah, and
he's not even the number two story of Raw. Hell, Gunther is the number two story. He made that title so much more meaningful because now everybody is fighting for it. Only Shinsuke's fighting for it, and he didn't even want to. He's not even it's like not even in a rush to go for it. He may be the main
yeah,
guy in the feud, but he's like, I'm just gonna wait a while. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. I can keep this all day, and no one wants to keep it going all day.
yeah, and that's also a factor in it. Okay, because Damian Priest is a heel. You can't have Damian Priest cash in on a heel champion. You can't do it. Therefore, Seth Rollins needs to win.
It's just
Boom.
a
End of
just a
story.
god it's just a goddamn shame because I'm with Jeff. I want to see him at least with one. At least I want to see Shinsuke with one world main roster world title under his belt. But I just it may be better chances now with Triple H in charge of creative, but I still just don't see it happening. Yeah, it just doesn't work. But we have what will be the main event with John Cena and L.A. Knight, yeah,
Yeah.
versus the bloodline of Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. And I'm just going to be very quick about this.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows it's John
We'll
Cena
say it
and
at the yeah.
LA Knight for the win. Yeah. This is just more adding fuel to the fire of Jimmy's storyline of he may like try to be like, oh, while Roman's away, I'm the one in charge. I'll be the one running the bloodline. But it's all just set up for when Roman comes back next week to be like, no.
Yeah, it's one of those like, yeah, you're gonna try to run the bloodline, but it's also gonna be you taking the pin from by LA Knight because that's the thing. This is a vehicle for LA Knight to get even more over than he is right now because John Cena's there as window dressing.
Not even just as win. He's there to help push the whole story that they are serious in pushing LA Knight as a top level guy. I mean, with the top levels, with the top seller with the merchandise, a bunch of his merchandise last month. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
there's
it was just
there's no doubt about that. It's just John Cena can stand on the apron for the entire match. That's all he needs to do. This is a vehicle to get LA Knight even more over for the inevitable LA Knight Roman Reigns match that's gonna happen. And Jimmy, it furthers the storyline of Jimmy Uso taking the fall while trying to be big man on campus, so Roman Reigns can come back and be Big Daddy Reigns, that kind of deal. And LA Knight pins Jimmy Uso. John Cena stands there and looks cool, and Solo Sikoa doesn't get hurt.
so
He
John
doesn't get
Cena's gonna
pinned. So
cancel out Solo because they're just really hinting at that Solo John Cena match in the near future.
yeah,
Maybe
and
even at
and
Royal Rumble.
and then you can have John Cena put over Solo Sikoa before he goes back and starts making movies again.
Honestly, I even see LA Knight being the one who gets the hot tag. Well, well, let's be honest, they're both gonna get hot tags.
Yeah,
It's just the question on which one will get the last hot tag. And I feel
LA
like,
Knight, easy.
yeah, it's at that point, John Cena is gonna be the one this is John Cena's giving his rub to LA Knight being essentially being on the same level as Cody when it comes to like Cody is the face of Raw and LA Knight it will be the top face of SmackDown.
But all four of those guys standing together in the ring at the in at the end of SmackDown tonight,
It was actually
it
very awesome. I enjoyed
it,
it.
it was the all four that is your Survivor Series War Games match.
Oh,
That
easy.
one, and
Oh,
and and
hands
that
down.
team up, and that team up. Holy shit! That's some star power there.
Hmm.
See
Very much so.
WWE, see WWE. You don't need to bring in legends and all that to make your show compete with AEW. All you got to do is keep doing shit like this.
Put on good wrestling. You don't need to have all these main roster stars show up in one show to try and make a statement.
Yeah, you don't need the Undertaker to randomly show up on NXT to do nothing. Who's he got
Hmm.
to put over? Really? No,
Joe Gacy?
oh, okay.
I'm trying to figure it out, man. This is even before we recorded. We're just like, what's the point? Like, what can he do? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like at least have it make sense.
Hmm.
If you're gonna bring these people in, at least have it make sense. John Cena, what's he doing in Carmelo Hayes' corner? Yeah, Carmelo Hayes gets the rub, but what are we doing here? But
I don't.
At least Paul Heyman, it makes storyline sense because Paul Heyman and the Bloodline have been dapping up Braun Breaker. So yeah, that makes sense. The other two, why?
I don't know. At this point, I'm trying to figure out which one will jump to the main roster first, Braun Breaker or Carmelo Hayes.
From Baker probably because they're setting up stuff between Carmelo and Trick.
Let's hope so. All right, so that's it. Those are our predictions for WWE Fastlane for tomorrow. Now it's time to turn it over to you, our viewing slash listening audience. What are your predictions for Fastlane? Does it match with us? I don't think you and I had a different prediction on this one.
Yeah, as we said, it's a very obvious pay-per-view. There was only one to take a risk on, and there's not enough reason to.
At this point, like my whole tournament idea is just completely flubbed, and I'm just gonna say fuck it. It's at the next pay-per-view, I'm just gonna put the title on the line against all four of us with Jeff and Charlie. Uh, because why not?
Nah,
Uh, as long as it,
we forgot
as long as
we for
Goldie here stays on one of our shoulders, I'm good.
yeah we forgot that Fastlane is normally a pretty easy pay-per-view to predict.
Pretty straightforward, to the point. I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
I
All right.
like it. I like it, but it's not good for title match for title tournament matches on pay
For
on
anything for anything putting for this beautiful piece of gold. Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, to everyone here, be sure to like our video, and if you like our content, subscribe to our channel. Be sure to follow look down on the in the description below for our link tree for Spotify, our Facebook, uh, our Twitter machines, uh, at Scholars OW. You can find me at the Avataric. Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at Atomic Beanpole.
And there's nothing really more else to say except this is next tomorrow's Fast Lane. The title is now completely gone AWOL. This tournament called completely AWOL. This whole show is all AWOL because we are the scholars of wrestling and you have just been schooled. You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
I'm done with this show. Let's get the hell out of here. Goodbye, everybody. Peace.